They are so shameless with the story. Like, now to the tea, which everyone has been asking for. How much did we spend on this trip?
Original Batman.
The beat.
Hi guys, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Molola Akinleye, and if it's your first time here, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy all of the content I put out. If you're a returning subscriber, you're an OG. Thank you for coming as well. So today's video is going to be a very interesting one because it is a sit-down video. We haven't had this in a bit, I know. You guys have been enjoying a lot of vlogs back to back, posting about my trip to Albania, how I've been having fun, chilling, and enjoying vacation basically. Today I'm going to be telling you everything I've learned about Albania from planning the trip right till now when we're about to leave. So if this is something you want to know, or if Albania is going to be like, a tourist destination for you, you definitely want to stay tuned, alright? First things first, I'm going to be telling you general things about Albania. Albania is in Europe and the capital city is Tirana. Now there are major cities in Albania. You have Tirana, Sarandi, Samil, Himari, Gjuroksta, Fiert, Berat, Thet. There are so many beautiful places to see in Albania. And if you are looking to come here, you can visit any of the cities and have fun in them. The major airport in this country is in Tirana. So if you're going to be flying in from wherever you are, you most likely be flying into Tirana. Now note, Tirana is the capital city, so it is of course the busiest. And while it has like really nice locations and destinations for tourist attractions, other cities, down south and up north are the ones that are like really, really bubbly. And this was one thing we didn't really know. So we booked our hotel to be in Tirana. And we now found out that Sarandi and Samil are like where the happening place are again. Albania has a very beautiful landscape and it's a mountainous country. Some roads are like highway routes, but it's like a very hilly country. So you have to be not too acrophobic. I am acrophobic, so sometimes, being in those places gives me the jits. The language spoken here is Shqip. I hope I pronounced that well. And it is a very unique language. It's one of the few in the world that is only spoken in Albania. The currency they spend here is lek. However, because it's an European country, they also spend euros as well as their currency, which is Albanian lek. Just note that most times when you give people euros to make payment, they'll most likely give you your change in lek. Now, off to the things we were able to note while we stayed in Albania. I think I shouldn't move my hands so much, but I'm feeling it. Gosh, I get distracted. Okay, so first thing, the weather is absolutely great in May. So we're here right now and I've been, wearing shorts, wearing dresses. I'm feeling good. It's not like England. England is cold. But in May right now, the weather is actually really great. The sun is out. However, do note that towards the evening, it gets a bit chilly. So if you're putting on like short dresses or shorts, you have to make sure you get back to your hotel in time, or try not to stay out too late because it will get chilly later and you might start to feel cold. I also found out that it's a major tourist destination in the summer months, which is like June to September. So if you're coming, try and target maybe early May, which is what we did. So things are a bit cheaper and there are not too many people or too many tourists at that point in time. The second thing for me, which is like very weird, is that smoking is very normal here. And don't get me wrong, in England we have smokers, but here we have smokers. Like, they smoke anywhere. In England, you are not allowed to smoke in a building, on the bus, in closed spaces, but here, guys, they can smoke in your face. Whenever you go to a restaurant, they'll ask you, oh, do you smoke? So they can give you an ashtray. And I'm like, it's like secondhand smoking. If you need an extra pair of lungs and they tell you it's someone that lives in Albania that they want to give you their lungs, my friend, run, because that lung is not clean. Everybody here smokes. Like, the amount of smoke we have inhaled, secondary smoking, not even the primary one, no. Secondary is really bad, which I think they should actually adjust, because you can't be smoking right next to me on the bus or in a cafe. It's very weird, honestly, but that's their culture, so we'll just manage for the 1 week that we're here. The next thing to note is that if you have a valid multiple entry UK visa, Albania is a visa-free country for you. So you do not have to worry at the airport. Just make sure that you're holding your passport as well as your PRP, because they asked for both of those documents in order to allow us entry into the country. And it was very straightforward, very seamless. They have left-hand drive in Albania, and that is like one of the coolest things ever. It's exactly the same way it is in Nigeria, and you can actually rent a car to move around. After Sunday and we saw the mountainous regions, I'm like, no, I ain't gonna drive in this. But yesterday, Thursday, we were like, you know what, let's just give it a try and all of that. And we were able to rent a car for 24 euros per day. We struck a deal with the rental company, and we're going to have the car for 24 hours, which is like from 4 p.m. to like 4 p.m. the next day, which is today. And we've been cruising. We went into the store yesterday, went to the city center yesterday to get a couple of stuff, and I drove, and guys, it felt amazing. Like, I haven't driven in like 5 months, and I was just like, you know, whoop whoop, I'm in my new ride. Even though the car is like a Korokbe, it's very compact, but it is what it is. So yeah, if you have your international driver's license from Nigeria, it is acceptable as a driver's license over here in Albania. So if you want to rent a car, please go for it. They're just going to ask for like your passport as well as your international driver's license, and then you probably have to make a deposit of about 100 euros. I don't think that's the general fee, but that was what they requested from us. The next thing is be flexible. Flexibility in the terms that if one place does not work out, my friend, go to the next place. Don't. You're here on vacation. Go to the next place and have fun. So we were supposed to go to Berat, which is the city of 1,000 windows, but after going to Sarandi and Samil, we were knackered. Like, the trip was long. Tirana to Saranda, it's like 5 hours via bus. And, you know, coming back to us 5 hours, it was just very stressful. So on Thursday, we just rested instead of going to Berat. But be flexible. If you also want, you can also like register for like tours in the country. So some of these companies here, they have like tours, take you to major places, tell you about their histories and stuff like that. We didn't do that because, you know, we felt we can always just go there ourselves. And it was, those things can be expensive, but if you want to give it a try, you want to learn more about their history, you can actually do like a walking tour, you know, at Skanderberg Square. You can do a tour of the castle, a tour of Samil, a tour of Berat, Blue Eye, and all of those things, right? So have an itinerary, but be flexible with it. How we spent our week, or how our itinerary basically went. We landed in Tirana on Saturday night, but we couldn't really do anything, obviously. So the next day on Sunday, we had already checked into our hotel, which is not too far from the airport. So what we did then on Sunday was we went to House of Leaves Museum, that's in Tirana as well, and there we met a very lovely lady, Jennifer. So she was going to have brunch, and we decided to have brunch with her, where they served me mozzarella sandwich that looked like rubbish and nonsense. Oh, that's story for another day. So after then we parted ways, and we went to Duka Winery and Vineyard. Now we didn't know that Duka was actually in Duras. Our plan was to rent a car to move around, but I'm glad we did not. We took a cab instead. I'm going to be telling you how much that costs and all of that later on. Next thing we're going to talk about is the stairs. Coming here, I had heard a lot of stuff that, oh, they're not friendly, they're not this, they're not that. I'd also seen a lot of positive reviews about the place, and I'm like, you know what, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. Since Schengen doesn't want to give us visa, we're going to do this. Coming here, we discovered that there are very few black people or people of color. So that is why they stare. But you know what, guys? When they stare at you, you stare right at them. Yeah. We did that a lot. So, and like, they are so shameless with the staring. Like, and I'm like, drama. But I'm like, why are you staring so much? But then they don't see a lot of people of color, which was why we bonded with Jennifer, because she's also black, although she's French, but she's black. And then we also met Sultan. Sultan is a very cool guy, which we met on our trip to Saranda, and we just bonded because we're like, he was like, are you guys getting stared at? So I'm like, my dear, that's how then they look also, like say with the statue. But that's just by the way. So expect a lot of stares if you're coming, but it's not gonna be harmful. It's just, you know, it's just because they've not seen a lot of people with color before, and they've not seen melanin queens before. This next point reminds me a lot of Lagos. I know we say that Lagos Danfo drivers are reckless with driving, but they have not met Albanian drivers. If you don't have 9 lives, my friends, don't come here. Because, one lay wires no koto. Not to say that we had any car accidents or car issues when we're here, but like the way they drive so recklessly is actually very, very scary. We have drivers hitting 140 kilometers per hour, and I'm like, God, I beg, please, I just marry. Please. My mother only gave birth to 2 children. Edo. But, and a lot of the roads remind you of like when you're in Lekki, Ibeju, Lekki side, where you see like a lot of construction going on at the side, and seeing sand, seeing construction. There's a particular bridge, I'm going to insert a clip, there's a particular bridge that looks like when you're going up Falomo. I was thinking it was giving Oshodi vibes, but I now remember that this is actually giving like Falomo VI vibes a lot. The next thing I'm going to mention is have a carry-on bag that will allow you to stuff a lot of items. Guys, the saddle bag from Campbell Avenue is goated. Like, this bag was my major carry-on on this trip. It could hold a lot of items. So it comes with a long handle. Let me show you. It comes with a long handle that you can just throw across your body, as well as an inner pocket for you to keep like coins. So what I did was, I just, in this bag, I can fit my power bank, my passport, my hairbrush. I'll also be able to fit lip balm or lip gloss, money. I put my coins in the inner pocket because they spent coins here as well. And, I'm able to keep my dongle for my SD card as well as my camera all in this bag. Value for money. And it helps because you're able to just put it across your neck and it is able to fit a lot of stuff. And I also like the fact that it is made with African print, which is very colorful. So when I was picking like most of my outfits, I didn't really have to think about, will it go with this one, will it go with that one? And it was all I carried like for most of the trips. Going to Saranda, coming into Tirana, and going up and down. This was my go-to bag. Now we're going to talk about communication. Because they do not speak English a lot here, it is very difficult. Like, this part really got on my nerves. It was awkward a lot of times. It was awkward, but at the end of the day, we were able to survive at least almost a week now in Albania. The hotels we stayed in, the receptionists or the owners were always, able to speak English. So it was easy to communicate with them, tell them, want to take a bus to Saranda, or want to go to this place. Would you advise us to drive? Would you advise us to do this? And they were always very helpful, which I think is a big plus. So if you do not speak Shkip, I would not advise you to stay in an Airbnb. Stay in a hotel that has a receptionist, because most of them can speak English. Another tip I'm going to also mention is that in Tirana, there's a taxi service known as Green Taxi, which actually works very well. And I think most of their drivers speak English, because the number of times we took it, the drivers were actually speaking English to us and they understood. And you can just book it on WhatsApp. So I would leave a link to the taxi service in the description box, as well as on the screen here, so you can see. You can just tap on it and send them a message on WhatsApp. Hi, I'd like to book a taxi from here to there, and they will just let you know. And they also make use of taxi meter. So that means when you start your ride, that's when it starts counting. But I do think that there's a base fare, like in Bolt or in Uber. That's where the prices are going to be starting from. So base fare here, I think, is 300 lek. So that's like the minimum amount you can pay for any trip. It's very good. So whenever you're in Albania and you need to get around in Tirana, because they don't operate outside Tirana, you can always book Green Taxi. In terms of food, we do really have a lot of issues with food. And that's shocking for me because my palate is very Nigerian. I feel like I've said this a million times on this channel, but I am very, very Nigerian-y with my palate. So thankfully, most of the restaurants we had dinners at, they always give us like salt and pepper grinders where I can add additional pepper to my food. And then we also had a taste of their traditional food, which is birek. And it was nice. It's like a samosa with like some filling. I think it's cheese filling. I particularly did not enjoy it because there's no pepper in it, but it wasn't so bad. I just had it once and that was it. But with food was really good. I feel like in Tirana, they have like a lot of lamb and beef because that was what we're really eating. We ate a lot of lamb in Tirana. But in Saranda, there's like a lot of seafood there. So we had like octopus, squid. We had a seafood platter basically, and it was beautiful. Another pro tip for you: don't change money at the airport. That's at Tirana Airport basically. So at the airport we asked, and they were telling us, oh, to change money is 103.8 lek to €1. Meanwhile, in town it's like 110, 112. Make it make sense. So hold your euros. They don't spend pounds. They don't go and bring Charlie's money here. Hold your euros and you can pay them, and they'll give you your change in lek. Now to the tea, which everyone has been asking for. How much did we spend on this trip? Now, first thing we did was, when we were booking our flight and our hotel, we did a combo package on lastminute.com. And for that, we were able to fly Wizz Air as well as book this hotel, Testella Resort, on lastminute.com. What we also did was we paid for extra luggage while making our booking, because your girl is an overpacker. So we paid for extra 26 kg and we had 2 carry-ons. What we paid at lastminute.com, guys, I'm going to be checking my phone because that's where I put all the details about everything we spent. The flight and hotel, what we paid basically on lastminute.com was £786 and 55p for 2 people with extra 26 kg luggage. So if you're not paying for extra luggage, you probably won't spend up to this. But I needed my clothes and my tripod. Then at Luton Airport, we were able to withdraw cash. We withdrew €300, thinking that was, what we'll probably just spend. But it didn't work that way. So when we got to Tirana Airport, we were able to take taxi to the hotel, which was €18. And then the next day, when we were going to House of Leaves Museum, we also spent about €18. Then we were able to change €160 to lek, and we got 17,728 lek at the rate of €1 to 110.8 lek. From this point, we then started spending lek because we now had lek in abundance. House of Leaves Museum. Now for House of Leaves, they only accept cash as payment, no payment via card. So that was one of the reasons why we had to actually go and change. And they only accept lek, they don't accept euro. So we paid 700 lek each, that's 1,400 lek. We needed to buy a local SIM because we could not access any internet throughout the stay there, and then in between, moving to places. So we bought a local SIM for 2,200 lek. So we were able to get 34 gigabyte of data for 2,100 lek, and then the 100 lek on it was for the SIM itself. Then we also went to a restaurant where we went to have brunch with Jennifer. That was Siri Coulter, and we spent 1,350 lek. And then when we're going to Durres to the Duca Winery, we spent 3,600 lek. When we got to Duca Winery, we spent a total of 6,050 lek, which was basically, food was 2,350 lek, which was actually affordable. We took a boat ride for 1,000 lek for the both of us, and taxi for 2,700 lek back home. Now, all these prices are prices for 2, because we're 2 people on the street. Please note that. The next day, which was on Tuesday, we were going to the city center to go and tour and do some tourist attractions. In going to the city center, we decided we wanted to explore their local transport. So we took a bus to city center, which was 40 lek per person, and that came to a total of 80 lek. We then bought soft drinks because we were tired. A certain somebody had carried us to walk for about 20 minutes. So we bought Coke, original Coke, for 300 lek. That's for 2 bottles. And then at that point in time, we were like, man, we're about to run out of money. So we had to go and withdraw again. At the ATM, we only had the option of withdrawing lek. So we withdrew 20,000 lek, right? And we went to the supermarket to get some basics, some snacks to eat and munch on. And we spent 230 lek there. Then we went to dinner at Panevino, and we spent 5,940 lek. It was really nice for 2 people. It was really nice, honestly. So on Wednesday, we were going to Saranda, and we needed to get to the bus station to take a bus. So we paid 760 lek for a cab because a baby girl was not going to go and enter bus again. And then when we were going to Saranda, the tickets cost about €30 from Tirana to Saranda, and it was better for us to pay in euros than to use our leg to pay it. So while there, we had to wait for like 2 hours. Pro tip, guys, if you're going to go using the bus to Saranda, the bus times are 5:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m., 8:30 a.m., 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. only. After that 12:30, if you missed the 12:30 bus, you missed it. So we were thinking it was every hour until we got there at 10 o'clock and they told us, oh, it's the next bus is by 12:30. So we had to find somewhere to chill for like over 2 hours. So we went to a cafe, and right there was where we bought snacks worth about 120 lek. When we got to Saranda, we took a cab from there to Butchering National Park because we just wanted to go there straight. We got there very late, we wanted to go there before they closed, and the cab to Butchering cost us 2,000 lek. We also had food when we got to Butchering. We, had pasta. I don't think I vlogged that because we were like really hungry. We just had pasta, which was really nice. Also at Luvia, was it Livia restaurant, I think, and it cost us 1,100 lek. The entrance fee at Butchering Park was 2,000 lek, so that's 1,000 lek per person. And then, guys, we had dinner at Saranda where we had the seafood, the squid, and all those nice things along with pasta, and we spent 3,450 lek there. Then we paid for our hotel, which we had already booked on booking.com, and it cost us 47 euros for one night only. But guys, the hotel is amazing. It's beautiful. The owners are very lovely, and I think I'll leave a link up to that vlog so you can actually see it. After we had done that, we had to take a cab from Samil, which is where the hotel was, to Saranda, where the bus station was, and that cost us 3,000 lek. From there, we took a bus to Tirana, and this is gonna be very funny, but we didn't have enough euros to pay, and I didn't want to go and withdraw at that point in time. So it was 30 euros for the both of us, but I paid 20 euros and 1,100 lek. It's still balanced. That's still 30 euros, but I just paid the euros and in lek. While on the trip, when we stopped midway, we were very hungry and we bought snacks. We bought this really nice croissant. We bought it for 550 lek. And then from the bus station, it was raining, so we didn't even bother going anywhere. We just took a taxi right from the bus station to the hotel, and it cost us 1,200 lek. Don't ask us why we didn't think about using green taxi, because it was just raining and we're just like, we didn't even think about it. The guy just told us, oh, to the hotel, 1,200 lek, which was fine. And then he also took us to stop at an ATM where we now withdrew 10,000 lek and 100 euros. We then bought food at the hotel where we were staying at Estella, and that cost us 1,670 lek. Then the next day, which was Thursday, we rented a car. We rented a car for 29 euros. Now, it's actually 24 euros, but because we told the guy to deliver it to us, he told us it was going to charge us an extra 5 euros for him to be able to take a bus back to where it was located. And we were like, no problem. So that's 29 euros for the car rental. We bought fuel in the car, so the car doesn't come filled. You have to buy the fuel. And it cost 1,000 lek for us to buy fuel. When we took a drive that evening, we bought souvenirs. Now, these souvenirs, it's a bit, it's not balanced. It's not divided into two. So the total we spent at the souvenir shop was 9,000 lek. Blessing got items worth about 2,300 lek. And me, because I have a lot of family members, I got stuff for myself, my husband, and my friends, because shout out to you, girl. You would have seen the gift by now, obviously. So yeah, it was 9,000 lek. My part there was 6,700 lek. And then we also had to withdraw again because we were running low on cash. But this time around, we withdrew very little because we are leaving Tirana today. So we withdrew only 5,000 lek. And we had dinner at the hotel, guys. And it was lovely. Dinner cost us 3,900 lek. Today's Friday. We haven't, spent any money yet. We want to go to the National Museum in Tirana. I'm not sure that will cost us any fee, but if it does, I'm going to be leaving that down below so you can see. So basically, this amount is how much we spent on our trip to Albania. So I'm going to put the price in euro, lek, as well as pounds. So guys, that's the end. If you ask me, was this trip to Albania worth it? It was. Even though we are not your typical budget traveler, because we were eating a lot of fancy dinners. Guys, we were eating a lot of fancy. You see, the most expensive things we were spending money on was food and dinners. But it was really amazing. And yes, I will definitely, if I was asked if I would do this again, I definitely would. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If there's anything else you want to know, or anything I might have missed out that you feel like I might have an idea or know about it, please drop it in the comment section below. I would love to answer your questions. And it's till next time, Parliamentarits. That's thank you. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys in my next video, okay? Bye.